Have you ever tried to persuade someone to an idea, a project, or investment? Have you ever ended up confused as to why they wouldn't listen or accept your idea of thinking even though it made complete sense to you? Well, keep listening as we help you to learn how to persuade anyone to do or agree with almost anything. Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Aziz. I'm a psychology graduate of Cambridge University and also a medical doctor. In this video, I'll be going over 5 key psychological ways in which you can persuade someone to your idea or way of thinking. Number 1, do not argue. Keep things friendly and cordial. We've all been in that situation where we know we are right but have immense difficulty in trying to persuade the other person. The truth is, you could be right factually, but it's actually emotions that play a larger role in our decision making than logic does, and this is where most people get tripped up. You may be correct factually and you may have all the data to support that, but it still doesn't mean the other person will agree with you. It could be that their ego is built in a way, or that their personality is such that they won't just accept data or facts. So your best bet is to keep the dialogue friendly so they are more receptive to change their mind. Number 2, never say I am wrong. If you say that you yourself are wrong at any point, this will leave you vulnerable. Even if after saying I am wrong, you then present clear-cut arguments supported with good data and evidence, you've left yourself susceptible to attack because at some point you said you were wrong. If someone does bring a strong argument against you, say that you might be wrong or that you may be wrong. So let's look at the evidence or data again. Saying that you may be wrong rather than you are wrong is crucial. It also shows that you are open-minded, which would most likely cause your opponent to be open-minded too and eventually agree to your way of thinking. Number 3, get the other person to say yes as soon as possible. Humans are inclined to particular paths of behavior and are reluctant to change if at all possible. So if you get someone to start saying yes, especially several times, you are likely to put that person on a trajectory to keep saying yes. In psychology, this is known as the foot in the door technique. It's the same reason why companies give away free samples. Once you start using something, you are more likely to keep using that. Salesmen are very adept at getting people started on this yes ladder. The other thing to mention here is talk about the interests of your opponent so they find you agreeable. Then when you talk about the topic that you want them to agree with, they are more likely to agree with you. Number 4, let the other person do the majority of the talking. Now, one of the biggest mistakes you can make when trying to persuade someone is that you do the majority of the talking. This can pressurize the other person, make their mind wander off, or even just put a wall up against you. Turn it around, let them do most of the talking. The truth is, every person likes more to talk about themselves and their opinions. If you let them do the majority of the talking, this will build up trust. Also, if you disagree with something that they are saying, never interrupt them. This can make them angry, put up that wall again, and then again you're struggling to build any kind of bridge with them, let alone persuade them to your idea. Once it becomes an argument, it essentially becomes I am right and you are wrong, despite what the evidence or data may say. So listen patiently, be attentive, and save any questions or opinions you have until they have finished talking. Number 5, make it seem like the idea was theirs. Don't you have a lot more faith in an idea that you came up with as opposed to someone suggesting it to you? Well, this concept works wonderfully well when you are trying to persuade someone of a particular idea. Rather than force your conclusion onto them, mention the problem to them and allow them to talk and come up with possible suggestions. If your idea of resolving the issue is logical, it's more than likely that they too will arrive at the same conclusion with one of their suggestions. Then you basically agree with their suggestions, which is actually also your suggestion, and you are both in agreement. Make sense? I hope so. So there you have it, 5 key ways to persuade someone. For a more in-depth analysis into the psychology of persuasion, I would strongly advise that you watch the animated summary of the best-selling book Influence by Dr. Robert Cialdini that we have covered on this channel. The whole book summarized in 7 minutes, and best of all, completely free for you to watch right here, and I'll link that animated summary here. Anyway, I hope you learned something useful and enjoyed this summary. If you want to keep learning about psychology, medicine, or life hacks, hit the like, subscribe, and notifications button. Any suggestions or comments, feel free to post below. Until next time, stay safe.